Hey, this is Jeremy, amateur call sign N7RIP, and down here at Lincoln Rock State Park in just north of Wenatchee, Washington, and it's just far too good of a day to not be out here doing something. So I'm not sure what antenna I'm going to use. I got lots of different options in the bag. I'll show you that to you next, but I'm going to try to make something happen today. Okay, I think I have everything but the kitchen sink packed away here. I do see that I left my Mad Dog coil at home, which I was kind of looking forward to try on a smaller, with a smaller antenna and just using the coil part. I've got good coax. I've actually got my stuff set up here that I can do some digital stuff as well, but primarily for phone or voice, I'm going to be using my FT891, which is packed up in here in my Gigaparts bag. Which I absolutely love. I've done other stuff on that. It's an amazing bag. It literally fits everything. Yeah, I got a lot of free time today. I'm on vacation, one of those like use it or lose it kind of things. So my wife is working, and she says, "What are you going to do today?" And I said, "I think anything I want." Well, it didn't quite go down like that. That's what I was thinking. Anyway, I thought I'd try something different today. I'm just going to compare. I have a 53-foot random wire antenna that I run through a 9-to-1 un-un. And so I'm going to hook that up with my little dude 6 and string that out. And on 20 meters, I'm going to use that. I don't have my antenna tuner for that particular radio, but the match is decent. It's okay. So I'm going to run that, and then I'm going to compare it against my POTA Performer, which is my favorite antenna so far, by a long shot. So we'll see what happens. Give them both a shot here. 7-3. Okay, my first antenna I'm going to try is just a 53-foot random wire. I've got my un-un right there, the 9-to-1 un-un, and you can see it's not, I just got it clipped onto there, so there's not a whole lot of tension, otherwise it would fall out. So it's kind of doing some wonky things. It's kind of going up and then looping way up to the top of the little dude 6, which I put it in my spike that I've made and showed online here before. It's just a little PVC post with a piece of rod at the bottom of it there that I just kind of sharpened up and tied it up there, and it works really well. So it's a little bit of a bend to it, but I think I'm going to start this first activation using that antenna and see what happens. CQ Parks on the Air from November 7, Romeo India Papa calling CQ Parks on the Air.
0, Kilo Echo Germany.
Again.
Whiskey 0, Kilo Echo Germany. W0 KEG QSL.
QSL, Kegman, got you about a 5x5 this time. 5x5 into Park US 3224, Whiskey Alpha.
Roger, thanks for the new one. Yeah, I've got you 5-9, Mike November.
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. 7-3s, have a good one.
7-3.
CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Parks on the Air from November 7, Romeo India Papa calling CQ Parks on the Air and standing by. Whiskey Mexico 2, Victoria George, I've got you about a 5x3 into Park US 3224, Whiskey Alpha. Verify 5-3. Oh, Roger on the 5-2. Thanks so much for hunting. I appreciate that, George. 73. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa, Parks on the Air, QRZ. There's a station down there in my noise level. Go ahead again. Is it Kilo Delta 8 Tango Yankee Quebec? Roger. Roger on West Virginia. I've got you a 4x4 into the Park US 3224. What's my signal? All right, we got you, Charles. 73. Thanks for your patience and thanks for hunting. Have a great day. CQ Parks on the Air from November 7, Romeo India Papa calling CQ Parks on the Air and standing by.
Kilo 9 Foxtrot 7 Kilo Truck.
Kilo 9 Foxtrot station.
Kilo Foxtrot Yankee. You're up and down, but right now you're 5-3 with me in Wisconsin, Whiskey India.
All right, thank you so much for Wisconsin. I've got you a 5x9 into the park, US 3224 Whiskey Alpha, North Central Washington, QSL.
QSL. Thanks much, my friend. 7-3.
All right, 7-3, have a good one. There was another station out there, QRZ. The Alpha Lima 7 station, go ahead. Okay, you went right down. I got the Alpha Lima 7. I'm missing the last two. What was that? Okay, I got it that time. I know we've talked many times. Alpha Lima 7, Kilo Charlie. I've got you about a 4x4. Bands are going up and down, but I got you right now at a 4x4 in the park, US 3224 Whiskey Alpha. All right, thank you, sir. 73, and thanks for hunting. Have a good one. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa, Parks on the Air, QRZ. Gotta drink water. It's hot. CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Parks on the Air from November 7, Romeo India Papa on CQ Parks on the Air and standing by. I think what I love about this the most is this is so much like fishing. You're just kind of trolling along and doing your thing and keep checking to make sure that everything's right, you know, that your lure's right, your sensor right, all that stuff. You're constantly looking at your coax, making sure that the antenna didn't fall apart or something, and you just keep doing your thing until a fish bites. That's really what it's like. CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Parks on the Air. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa on CQ Parks on the Air and standing by. And really, every time you're doing this, you sometimes go through a school, you get 3 or 4, and then other times you go for quite a while. So good thing for editing. CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Parks on the Air, November 7, Romeo India Papa on CQ Parks on the Air and standing by. I think for this antenna, this is just a long wire antenna, 53 feet, and hooked up to an unknown. And I think the practicality is cool. I don't know, it's my favorite antenna for sure. I really do like the POTA Performer the most. But then, you know, if it's windy, you got to deal with the wind on a vertical. This one's pretty down and dirty, simple. So there's that. But I don't know, it's always fun to experiment. CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Parks on the Air. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa on CQ Parks on the Air and standing by for a call. This guy from Alaska, KL7, was it KL7 Kilo Charlie? I've talked to him a lot last couple years, and for some reason where I'm at, I got this pipeline there to Alaska, and he's a good hunter. He's always out there. I'd love to know how many stations he's hunted. It's a lot, but anyways, I'm grateful for him. I saw some posts online that talked about getting parks up in Alaska, and for me here in Washington, it seems to be pretty easy. So anyways, appreciate you, bro, for always coming back to me. CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Parks on the Air. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa on CQ Parks on the Air. I'd also be remiss, we got Kevin, the keg man. He's awesome too. He's always coming back to my calls. If it wasn't for him, I don't know what I would do, because he's always on there as well. That's W0 Kilo Echo Golf. Okay, the first 5 contacts were on the long wire, the 53 foot long wire, and quite frankly, it was not very good. I know the conditions haven't been awesome, but now I'm going to go to the POTA Performer. I just set that up. I have to wait for the sprinklers to go off. So yeah, these guys they probably think that I'm quite an idiot. You know, I've got the big old about 16 and a half feet up there on the vertical, and then I still got my pole sitting up there. So if you walk back, it could appear quite strange if you weren't into ham radio for sure. So I've had a couple of them drive by and kind of look over here, and most of them know me, but I still think they think I'm kind of odd. So Anyways, let's try and see what the POTA Performer does. Air, CQ Parks on the air. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa on CQ Parks on the air. November Lima 7 Victoria, Paul. I've got you about a 5x7 into the park, US 3224 Whiskey Alpha.
Well, you're peaking 5 and 9 up here, 5 and 9. I'm on my cell phone in Georgia, operating remote, over.
Well, you got me off guard there. I think Georgia's even farther than Alaska, so thanks for coming back to my call. 73, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for hunting.
Have fun. I'll see you again, NL70.
Hey, real quick there, Paul. So what you're doing is you're operating from your cell phone in Georgia, but your station's in Alaska. QSL? An NL7 Victor. Paul, you still there? All right, this is November 7, Romeo India Papa Parks on the air, QRZ.
Yeah, I'm in Georgia, the station's in Alaska.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. What part of Georgia are you in right now?
Outside of, south of Atlanta, over.
Okay. I've been there too. I've been north of Atlanta. I bet it's hot as heck down there. A little different from what you're used to, but be safe down there, 73.
Yeah, 73, see you again, get back home, all the best.
All right, 7-3. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa Parks on the air, QRZ. Let's see. Kilo 6, Tango, Quebec. Roger, Roger. All right, thanks, David. I got you also at a 5-8 into Park US 3224 Whiskey Alpha 73.
Okay, have fun, be safe, 73.
Thank you, sir. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa Parks on the air, QRZ. Whiskey 9 Golf Tango question mark. Whiskey 9 Golf Tango Zebra. Roger, Roger. Okay, I can't quite hear. I got you a 4x4 into the park US 3224. What's my signal? Can you say my signal only, my signal only? Can you go ahead with just my signal only, my signal only? Okay, we got it that time, 73, and thanks for hunting. Have a great day there, James. All right, 73, this is November 7, Romeo India Papa Parks on the air, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa on CQ Parks on the air and standing by. The Park to Park station, go ahead. Kilo 8. The Park to Park station, you faded on me. Kilo 8, go ahead. All right, Kilo 8, Whiskey United, I got you there. Go ahead, your park number. You faded out again. US question mark. What's your park number? Uh, 3383. I got you that time. Got you about a 4x4 into the park. US 3224 here in Whiskey Alpha. Roger, Roger. Oh, that's wonderful. Good to hear. Thanks, Larry73. Good luck with your activation. 7-3. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa Parks on the air, QRZ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, November 7, Romeo India Papa on CQ Parks on the air and standing by. Is it Kilo Foxtrot 0, Mike Lincoln Sierra, Roger, Roger? All right, we got you in the park. You're a 5x5 in the park, US 3224 Whiskey Alpha. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. 73, thanks for hunting. All right, 7-3. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa Parks on the air, QRZ.
November Uniform 0 Oscar.
November Uniform 0 Oscar, Michael in Kansas. Roger, Roger. Oh, take that all day long. Unfortunately, you're about a 5x5 here in Washington State, Park US 3224, Wenatchee, Washington. Hey, 73, thanks for hunting. This is November 7, Romeo India Papa Parks on the air, QRZ. All right, this is November 7, Romeo India Papa. We're going to go hunting, so I'm QRT. November 7, Romeo India Papa, clear. Park to park, park to park.
All right, park to park, stand by. Lead pickup, Victor Alpha 7, Lima, Tango X-ray 59, Southern California. Well, roger that. Thanks for the great signal report from Vancouver 73. Happy hunting. All right, let me pick up the park to park, please.
This is November 7, Romeo India Papa, November 7, rest in peace from Park US 3224, Whiskey Alpha. Roger, Roger, here in Wenatchee, Washington. I've got all your information. I appreciate it. You're a 5-7 into the park. Roger, 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 Roger on the 5-7, 5-7. Roger, 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 Roger. All right, good luck to you. Okay, as I finish activating this park, Lincoln Rock State Park, US 3224 here in Washington, it was a struggle today. I did notice a big difference when I did go to the POTA Performer over the long wire, which makes sense because it's completely resonant. I don't have an antenna tuner, so I had to be very specific on the bands that I was operating that on. But basically, I did it on 20 meters on everything. Tried even digital. That wasn't really good. Something's wrong with my my program. But anyways, all voice. I got 15 contacts, 5 on the long wire, and then I got 10 on the POTA Performer. So just really loud on the frequencies. But I made my 10, and that's all that matters. I'd be completely happy if I got 10 contacts. I think gone are the days right now of coming out here and knocking out 100 contacts in an hour like that. I literally remember it wasn't that long ago that I did 60 contacts in 60 minutes, and the time went by super fast, but it'll come back. So anyways, thanks for watching. 73. This is N7 RIP.